What's up, everybody? Epic RC here, and I'm the other guy my friend was talking about on this channel, and I'm at my house, and today we're going to be working on my Revo 3.3 differentials. So we're going to be cleaning them and re-putting, I think it's 200,000 diff weight oil in there, and we will see what's inside the differential of these things. What's up, everybody? We are back with the Revo 3.3 stuff. So what we're going to do first is take off these rockers. You like it, or you just hate it? I've had a rough life with this thing because my knee had basically blown up in a football accident, and then I got this when my leg was in a straight leg brace still, and I couldn't break it in properly because I would sit down and I couldn't really get up very well, so I was kind of gassing the throttle too much. I didn't wear it in properly. So I'm going to just get a fresh new motor, throw that in there, break it in the right way, and hopefully it'll run better. And also I'm going to get a 3-stage clutch into it from STRC or into G, whichever one comes first, across my path. And so hopefully that'll give a better performance. I know this is my first YouTube video, which you guys probably know, so I don't have the system down completely yet. So there might be some gaps in talking and stuff because I don't know what to talk about. But if you guys can also ask questions, because I haven't been on for quite some time now, and I know a little bit about these things. So if you have a comment about this or any truck, I'll try to answer best as I can, or my friend, whichever one reads it first. And yes, we will be doing videos with both of us at some point in time. We actually were going to review my Slash, except we never got that video up because some kind of difficulty with the internet and such. So yeah, we're originally going to have the mini Revo, which is our first video ever posted on this channel, doing backflips and whatnot. His differential blew up, as you think it was that video. But it blew up after we did a backflip off a jump because we were that smart of a driver. And so his still has a blown differential, rear differential, or diff, as he calls them. And so that needs to be fixed again. But these differentials I've had pretty good luck with. He had the E-Revo Brushless Edition 1/8 scale, not the 1/16 scale as you saw in that video. He sold that because of this exact problem of the differential just blowing up time after time. Even if we weren't driving it that hard, we were wondering why that would happen. So he gave up on it, sold it, and it's in someone else's hands now. So this vehicle actually was up on eBay for quite some time, and nobody wanted it for some reason. Probably my posting ability was not the best. And so I just kept it because I even had it down to like 190. This fully functional truck. And so I have no idea how this is ding-dong fashion of trying to rip it apart like a monkey. So hopefully we can get this apart, which I don't know why there's a screw right here. It seems unnecessary, but I don't know. Traxaxs designed it. There must be a reason or purpose for this screw. And voila, thing came right out. I have no idea why I didn't see that thing. Maybe because it's covered in all this grossness. Yeah. This is actually like Powell sand because we drove these things at Lake Powell. Yeah, here's a differential. Got a nice coating of sand. And so let's put these aside. We'll get my trusty rag here. Spray some WD-40. Let it soak in a little bit. And WD-40 is not going to harm this, people. So you can spray as much as you want, and it's not going to wreck your plastic. It's not going to eat through anything. Because if you use WD-40 before, you know how it does nothing. So let's see how this goes. So what I like to do is I get the smallest hex wrench I can find. There's a rock in that one. And so then you just spin it. It's not going to strip it if it's a lot smaller. Don't get a standard version of whatever you are using. It doesn't look like that rock wants to come out. So what I'm going to have to do is get the X-Acto, break the tip off probably. That came out pretty easy. That's nice. So let's do this for a little bit. Try to blow it out. Now I'll get the real screw out and try to unscrew it. Alright guys, we have the differential taken apart, and I'm going to check it out, make sure everything's good. Looks like it's pretty free flowing still. For the most part, the bearings seem pretty smooth still. Yeah, these bearings are pretty smooth. That's surprising. So they should just pop out, except mine don't want to. So that was a booger to get off. So you always want to clean these bearings if you can, and if you even have time, you could take them apart and just make sure everything's sound in these bearings, or safe and sound. To be more elaborate on that phrase. And just make sure there's no balls missing or anything like that. So what you do is you just get the X-Acto knife, you see the bearing, and it just pops off. Don't push hard, just see, and there's the bearing. This one looks pretty good. So this one, I don't think needs to be any repair. But if you were going to repair these, you should just take both sides off and spray it with some lube or WD-40 or anything that's lubricant, or bearing grease, which is probably the best idea. But I don't have bearing grease, so we don't need to mess with those things anyway. So it seems like the differential actually is pretty good. But we're going to be putting Difflock silicone oil. So I'm mistaken in the intro. It's not 200,000, it's 120,000. So we're going to use this for the differential. Alright. And also, if you guys have any ideas for a name for this vehicle or something, I can't think of really any kind of name for it, but you guys can. And if you want to see, we're going to hopefully try to do more unboxings, more than that slash ultimate that you saw. But if you have any recommendations for unboxings, or you want to see this unboxed and reviewed or whatnot, we have an RC car track here. And alright, here is the differential. You guys can see that. I've taken apart many Revo differentials because I've had to rebuild multiple Revo brushless editions. But so these are actually interchangeable with the other Revo products and XO1 and all of that fun goody. So actually, I think what I'm going to do, this probably isn't a good idea, but to take them off. Actually, I've never actually changed the diff oil in these. I've just refilled them, so I don't know if you need to do anything with them or you just take them out and replace the differential oil, I guess. As you can tell, I've never taken it apart, so the diff cup isn't even dirty or anything because they haven't been touched, which is pretty crazy because I've owned this truck for over a year now, and I've never ever had to take a differential off. And the only reason I'm doing this is because it's not broken. I just need to put thicker diff oil in it, or differential oil for you people who don't like abbreviations. Yeah. Alright, and my computer has just fallen asleep. We're back. I can see you guys once again. So I gotta keep my eyes on the camera, I guess, to make sure it doesn't fall asleep. So, if you guys have any recommendations on how to do this a better way, I'm all ears because I gotta do the other one too. And also, another thing I'm going to be doing with this vehicle is putting Acer racing bearings in it. Hopefully, the carbon ceramic bearings to help the motor feel, just have less load on it and not all that force it usually has to pull. Because the truck already weighs probably 12 pounds or so. And I don't think the motor's that happy with that thing being that heavy, plus all of that extra weight. Okay. How do you get that out? Again, since this is my first video, this is probably not the right way to do this, but I'm trying my best. The oil actually isn't completely black and ruined. So I guess we're just going to rebuild this, starting with these are different sizes. Oh, I would have been screwed if those were different sizes. Alright. Time to reassemble the Revo differential. Alright. Oh. And congratulations for you people who are still watching this very long build video, because this is probably not the most interesting thing to watch on planet Earth, but it's what I do. vehicle that's kind of a crawler with not a fast motor, even though I have a brushless. It's a Castle Sidewinder 3 motor, and again, probably just give that to my dad, which actually I built a vehicle for him, which is also a slash 2-wheel drive, and put that, because that was originally for his vehicle, or his truck, or whatever you want to call it. And so, but he doesn't really know how to drive anything like this, so he kind of just did full throttle and was gonna break something eventually, and so I tore that out, put a brush system in it. Now I won't drive it. So I think the only way I'm gonna make that get driven is if I give him that fast motor back, because he said he enjoyed that, but I wasn't enjoying that very much. Oh, yeah, seals in wrong. Alright, so it's locked now. Cannot move. Oh, you can see I start to shake because it can't move. Maybe. Oh, Jesus. Back into the differential housing. So what you want to do is not put that in first. Get your bearings. Put them actually on the differential itself. Yeah, this thinner one can be a pain in the butt to get back on there sometimes. Alright, so it's back in. It's flowing pretty smoothly. And you just pop it all back together. And voila, you got a rebuilt differential. So, a little bit of grinding going on. That's not good. So I think it's just the oil, because I don't have any oil for this, or just like grease to get this thing lubed. So I'm gonna have to live without that for a little bit. And also, when you reinstall this, there's a thing, I don't know if you can see this. There's a thing that says Up Revo right above this. Let me try to get this cleaned up a little bit so you can see the Up Revo. So, on the differential, I don't have a light or anything. Oh, here's a light. Let's try to get this thing. So it says Up Revo right there. If you guys can see it right there. Up Revo. So that's what you have to put it up, or else it's going to be backwards, and that's going to be a bad day for you. So yeah, I've done that plenty of times. I used to have an Emax, and that had the same style differentials, except they were in different cases. And so if you've ever owned an Emax, you know how much of a pain in the butt those things are. And I would have to change his differentials every day I drove it. That's not an over exaggeration. I'll get back to that later because I don't remember. Alright, so this is cleaned. And, well, for the most part it's cleaned. I'm going to have to do further cleaning on that. Next, bulkheads. Yay. So this is taking forever. Alright, so find the Revo up. Revo up. Then that obviously goes up and then it just pops back in. Just like that. Then second half should just pop in as well. And you have yourself the bulkhead back in its position. So what you want to start off with is the screw that was holding it together that I couldn't figure out before for some reason. Some sand in this thing. Alright, so we got that all fine and dandy. Then I'm not going to put those irons back on because I'm going to do a separate video on that because this is going to be like a 3-hour long video if I just keep working through the whole thing. So I guess this is it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.